Hello,
Hello,
how are you doing?
I'm fine. How are you?
I have still a little bit to eat, but for the rest of that, I'm also fine.
I am trying to record with OBS. Is that fine?
Uh, yeah, as long as you don't mind me eating a little bit beforehand, that's.
I only have this, so
Oh, I also have this one. This is my toetje, my dessert.
wow.
Yeah, you have to stay healthy these days.
I also have a gadget like this.
Ah, light extra.
Yeah, but I should put it like on the side, but
Mm,
I don't know how.
I don't know if there will be many people because I have a feeling that the word MS Teams scares off people. I don't know why, but it's some kind of gut feeling that I'm having.
I also brought these just in case if we write something or graphic notation, but I don't want to, uh, interrupt anything or so.
Well, we come as we go. I haven't gotten a schedule, but I first wanted to see if people show up anyways. Um, for now, I got a message that you were in the waiting room, um, and I haven't seen anybody else. I hope maybe Antonio joins and um, our Belgian friend was like, "Oh yeah, we have that today. Oh, at what time?" And so yeah, I don't know. We will
And
see.
this can only also be a test. So if it goes fine, maybe people will like Teams in the future, but we'll see. But
I'm
it's better not to be stressed and just to have fun.
no, I'm not stressed. I'm just hungry.
I'm talking to myself probably about stress. No.
Shouldn't be.
I told you about my neighbors. So today in the afternoon, it was such a pleasant noise, like scratching on walls. It was much different than knocking on walls and so on.
It's another thing to record knocking than have neighbors knocking on the wall when you know they're hammering.
Yeah, we had really in the morning we had to go away, go out. So we went outside because it was too noisy.
This is the start of Corona. They have been having a lot of projects in my street as well. Um, First, it was glass fiber, I think. And they broke the whole streets open. So in the morning,
Yeah.
the whole get through.
Wow.
And now I think they're doing something with the water cables and the electricity. So they really abuse the fact that there's Corona and don't
Yeah,
that,
exactly.
uh, have more people staying at home. I
I
mean,
went there and they said, but it's freedom.
yeah,
And I
uh,
told them, and you want me to play the piano or something like that? Well, but you did a very nice noise. I don't want to do my stuff, but could we do some more of it, like noises of reconstruction and so on? Could
oh yeah,
we try that? Just a
of course.
sound poem.
But also, just to get the frustration of the last year out. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
mm, yeah. Um, okay.
2 more minutes before legal time of the
So
beginning.
want to see if people are online in Facebook to see if there's because do you have people that you suspect might want to join or might join, like a list of suspects? Oh, what do you mean? Yeah. No. Okay. The other? Do you have a list or something? No, not
Aha,
a list,
no,
but like
not really.
besides Tonio and maybe Onar, but Onar hasn't been paying attention lately because it's always like, oh yeah, thanks for asking me to join this and to join that, and yeah, then he forgets or
So, 5 tracks for the May project already, and it's still April. And
well, I spoke to Antonella and I told her, well, if it's a project for May, then I wouldn't make the deadline the 2nd of May. So she
I
was like,
think it's
yeah,
31st of May, the end of May.
hey, that was because I told her to change that because
Thanks.
it's the
Thanks.
2nd of.
Yeah. Thank you.
I told her, well, of course you can do that, but I don't think then it would be really sensible with all the other deadlines of the notation and current line.
So
At least that's how I do
other projects, like
it.
there is this slideshow inspiration. It sounds really nice. So it will be somewhere on YouTube, but
Ah,
okay. And what about
then
Bandcamp? It will be also on Bandcamp?
yes, otherwise I'm doing stuff for nothing. I mean, I am making
Great.
the my idea, and that I'm the simpleton that is responsible for Bandcamp. Every month I put something on Bandcamp, and if there's a month that I don't put something on Bandcamp, there's something wrong.
Wonderful. Yeah.
No, I mean, what I spoke about with Neil was basically like, okay, but how do you see this? I mean, because I understand that you thought that he just wanted this on his YouTube, and of course, I mean, to me, then that already sounds a bit like exclusivity or something.
Okay.
For one project, maybe if it really is for James Kernline and he wants it, then you could discuss about it. I mean, I don't have a specific opinion saying yes or no to something like that, or it's maybe just us filling in. Maybe he wouldn't mind if you would put it on YouTube because you could say, well, extra exposure.
Wow. Okay. I did a different thing today, a new project, but not musical, except, I did one letter. So it's about Pegasus or something like that, that horse, and so it's visual poetry. And I did one version, 64 pages long, but I saw that I can do it differently. So I did another version with only pieces of that graphics, and it's better, I think. Then I did a GIF, or how do you say that? Animated. I can make a movie for YouTube, maybe
Mhm.
for my channel, and I think in Renaissance we also could use graphics, lots of them. And another
Yeah.
thing, I read Machiavelli yesterday, and
Uh,
that's also Renaissance, and lots of beautiful words, beautiful, ideas, powerful ideas.
a friend, and we don't have contact anymore. But when she still lived in Groningen, my city, she studied Italian language, and she specialized in the literature. And one of her preferred loves was the Renaissance. So I went to this secondhand bookstore, and they had a big section also in Italian. And we found this really old book there, and I was like, well, I'm not really like a historian for telling what a book is, how old it is, but I looked in a bit, and it was the years that okay, this is in in the time of the Renaissance. And in the end, I ended up giving her a cookbook from the Renaissance. I was like, okay.
Wow, that's interesting. But like about Weimar Republic, we can do something like, with a vision, with some ideas. I think
Yeah,
it would be
uh,
interesting.
that Antonella said she wanted to make it music, art, poetry. I don't know. Do you know where I can see if there's people in the waiting room? Because otherwise, I have been keeping maybe.
Sorry, I have no idea.
No, no, I'm going to find out. So if I'm gone for a bit, that might mean that I am in the waiting.
Okay.
You still hear me now? Nee. Ja, dat kan me niet uit. Toch via man. Een onbekende. You still hear me? Wacht dan. Niemand, hè? Nee. Even zien.
Ba 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 bum. Ba 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 bum bum. Bum ba bum. Ba 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 bum. Ba 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 bum. Ba 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 bum. Hey, maybe someone will come.
Maybe.
Still wait. Maybe they will come.
But we do anyway. I have two people, by the way. Rutger was online and Antonella was online, and I asked them if they wanted to join. So,
They didn't join.
oh, I have somebody else.
Someone's there.
Yeah, right. Food is.
Wow.
Hello.
Hello.
Good afternoon in your case, I guess.
Yes,
Welcome.
thank you.
Basically jamming a bit and then making noise. The road construction sounds again, and then with you on the guitar making it a bit more melodic road construction sounds, so that the ones that we would prefer towards the ones that we are already used to now. Does that sound like something?
So I should be like quiet or more predictable with this?
No, I don't. I mean, if you will, like, well, before we made like construction, like road work construction sound, and but maybe you could do it with a little bit of guitar under it so that it's more melodic. Or we do it like we did before. I don't know.
Ah, construction sounds. Yes, constructions. Or sound poetry. So constructions again.
Yeah, maybe with a little bit of guitar to make it more melodic, so that it's more the. Like, yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's nothing. Maybe it's nice.
Maybe rhythm. So we're doing constructions like. We missed Onarch, so I took the guitar.
Huh?
Okay.
Maybe it's still coming. Check it. Nice.
I often think what we can do, like, to make it more and more like pushing beyond the boundaries, interesting, and so on. I applied with our project Tired of Being a Bird to a conference or a festival in California.
Yes.
We'll see. No news yet.
Hmm. With
What is about the festival? What is the festival about?
I forgot the name, but it's some music online, something like that, and they are about unconventional ways of creating music or something like that. But I forgot the name. I can write it on our group.
Okay, don't worry. I'm
Okay, so
I'm only curious about the experimental events, festivals.
by the way, is the graphic notation project finished?
no.
Okay.
Because of I prolonged the deadline a bit because I thought since we have two projects, and since Neil still told me, yeah, not a lot of people are participating, and maybe it's going to end horribly. I was like, well, then maybe if we prolong the deadline a bit, we might see more people joining. And up to now, it's been 5 people. Yeah, you know, like I don't. If it stays 5, then it stays 5. But
And
to me, it doesn't matter how big or how small it gets. It's always worth putting it out there, you know.
and if we try now,
Mhm.
be okay? Maybe some sound poetry again.
Yeah, that's okay by me.
Fine.
You are the more experienced on that part, so
I'm not sure. Well, I mean, it's the same thing about notation. So there are some things that are difficult to, I don't know, to explain. I don't know how to convince people, you know, for the great pieces, great like projects, but I think it can be something interesting. So I have a piece of paper. Can I do it? But
yeah.
Volker, you're the host today, so please stop me.
By my hosthood is opening a door to people that want to join, and whatever comes out comes out. I mean, this today I didn't make any plans, so I'm winging it. So this is also part of winging it.
Is this okay?
Very okay.
Is this the beginning and this is the end, or the opposite? This is the beginning. How do you see this? This is the beginning.
Sorry, I have to go back to the visual because I am also in the meanwhile trying to see if people want to join.
Okay.
We have Wilfried Hanraat maybe saying, yeah, what is Teams? Antonella is not joining. Rutger hasn't replied yet. So for now, I think this is it. But I don't know. Could you show it again?
Well, I'm not sure if it's that good.
It looks like a smiley.
So this is the beginning, or this is the beginning. How do you see this?
I don't know. To me, it doesn't matter.
So
Look like you hold the bit towards yourself. That is maybe where you wrote it on.
okay, so maybe another one. Okay.
Okay.
When I write a letter, it will be more like logical. Where is left and where is right?
Mm-hmm.
So the P's, you know, are they mirror-like? Are they okay? You see the letter P, or is it not the right direction?
It is.
So this is the beginning.
Yes.
So can we do it like P, 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 something like that?
Yeah.
It's not very smart.
No, the P is right in the right direction. Ticka P P P.
Okay, so we just do it whatever
P.
we want. This
Yeah.
material P and ticky.
P.
Okay, for 30 seconds, can we do it?
Yes, of course.
P, ticky, p, p, p. Okay.
That was okay.
So this couldn't go for the album. Is it graphic notation, or there were letters, so not really. But it's also graphic. Oh, maybe just for fun. Maybe just for training.
I have also one. This is not prepared, so if it doesn't show, and I'm going to do it, and it's going to be an experiment where I just draw something, and then you can give your vocal
interpretation.
Yeah, that's what I was looking for. Yeah, true.
Sorry.
Moment. Here it comes. I hope it's gonna be with a black. Oh, no. Maybe we have a fourth person joining. Sorry, that was sometimes I'm flipping up and down. Adrian Nichols might join. Kijken. Ja, hier. Hey, dit is veel te crappy. So, my attempt.
I like to, put my finger or something and
Something like that, I guess. Oh. And then you can maybe make it like some kind of notation canon that everybody starts at a certain time, so not together.
Can we like not together? So
like maybe I count in the first, and then maybe wait 10 seconds, count in the second, and then the third. I end in the 10 seconds after that.
And we repeat the thing?
Yeah. Just if you, but it doesn't matter because it's not like that rhythm. So if you are slower than the other, then maybe this creates a new dynamic.
Okay.
Who wants to start?
So maybe
Shall we start in
you?
alphabetical? No, because I do the counting. Let's start in alphabetical order. Would you like to try to start? No problem. There's no right or wrong in this. One,
Okay.
dos, tres, cuatro. Piotr. And you keep like you're on a repeating loop all the time. Start. We try again. Okay. Ahí. 1, 2, 3, 4. Piotr.
Another one?
Okay. Let me draw. Even kijken. Oeh, this is made. Fixable enough, this one?
Is it? Well, I can see a part of it.
Yeah, it's flames. It's a set of
Flame.
notes, and then the letter D, and then like a wave, and then yeah, ooh, and an upside down ooh, and like in a wave. So
Demonstrate an example.
no clue.
So it's flames, it's like
You can, yeah. Let's
so we
try
just
all
try
together.
maybe together, like everyone does their thing, but at the same time, okay?
And if it's chaos or unison, we'll see. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh yeah. Shall we put it on repeat for like how many times? 5 times. So if you think you finished, you start the fourth, and doesn't matter if you end in the same beat as another person. Just finish 5 cycles, I guess. Shall we try? 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm not sure.
So it's totally aleatoric, not precise, you know? Like I forget and I do these and can we try some, for example, s or sh,
yeah.
But for example, like this. Can you see this? And this is a line and there are like spaces. So with just small pauses, can we try this? Fun. So
Yeah, but also like okay. Yeah. Do you count in?
maybe whenever we want, okay? Fine. And I forgot about the pauses. But thank you. Thank you.
You too.
Well, I think it's more. I don't want to, you know, I'm so sorry that I'm doing this, but it's so simple with A. Will you buy the A?
We have a feeling problem. You feel it, so there's no need to apologize. It's actually quite welcome, I guess.
But I'm forcing my ideas.
No, you're sharing wise thoughts.
Okay, so maybe 3 times A, or A, how you want. Fine? Just
Yeah.
What sounds do you like? Can I ask what each of you like to listen to?
multiple sounds. That's a hard question, Piotr.
Do you like, for example, to listen to some languages? Like I told you, I read something in Italian and it was like, wow, this is already poetry. This is like, wow.
You know what I could do? I could read you something random in my own language, and then you can think if that's poetry.
Yeah. Wow. I did something opposite. I took a text today and I changed it to, the letters I created. I changed them so the text was no longer, with any sense. But hey, we can read our languages, whatever we have around. Okay.
Yeah, it's going to be.
Well, actually, I have something in English, so this doesn't count. Oh, this is, I think this is not, offensive to anybody, but I have like paper and there are instructions like in many languages.
Ah.
What about this?
Okay, try.
Hoogwit kwaliteitspapier, functioneel gebruik, verdikt ooit hoogwaardig.
This sounds like a German reading my language. This is funny.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
No, don't be sorry. It's awesome. It's really cool I mean, ja. Ze waren zich niet bewust van het gevaar. Het bestand dat men stuurde is te groot. Bij het ontbijt eet ik altijd 4 boterhammen met kaas.
Wow. I can try another one. Magas fehérségű, minőségi málasló papír multifunkcionális használatra. Kiváló minőségi, újra felhasználható alapanyagokból készül. Okay.
You found a manual for something.
Yeah, like how to make graphic notation. So there is on paper, sky copy, product placement.
I'm going to try to find Polish, and then maybe you know what I'm talking about. If this one has Polish, I don't know. Przem usishim. Przed usishim urządzenia należy dokładnie i w kaloszy przeczytać instrukcje obsługi. Does that make sense?
I think this is like a very interesting idea. If it's not offensive, it's like, wow. It's like I was far away from my country and I saw a car created in my country and it's like, whoa.
But do you have any idea what I'm talking about?
Read the manual. It said, read the manual.
Okay. Now, uwaga. Z użycia tego mogą korzystać dzieci, którzy ukończyli 8 lat życia oraz osoby o środowisku, żądających fizycznych, sensorycznych lub umysłowych oraz lub osoby charakteryzujące się brakiem odpowiedniego doświadczenia lub wiedzy pod warunkiem, że osoby takie będą działać pod nadzorem lub uzyskają stosowne instrukcje w zakresie posługiwania się tym urządzeniem w sposób bezpieczny zagrożenia.
Okay, so at the beginning it was not clear to me, but later I understood more. It's like when you use the thing, the equipment, you must be qualified or be supervised something
Yes.
like that. So at the end, it was clear what you mean, more or less.
I could also read it in Spanish, but that's not fair because my girlfriend is from Spain.
I speak Spanish.
Yeah. Antes de empezar, lea atenta y íntegramente el folleto de instrucciones antes de usar el producto. Cuidado, este dispositivo puede ser usado por niños de edades a partir de los 8 años en adelante y personas con capacidades físicas, sensoriales o mentales reducidas o falta de experiencia y conocimiento siempre que se los haya supervisado o proporcionado instrucciones con respecto al uso del dispositivo de una forma segura y que comprenden los peligros que este conlleva. Well, to not leave you longer in very much suspicion, it was about this thing, which is the coffee machine. So tread carefully when you make coffee. Apparently, also in Poland and Mexico, you have to be really careful with coffee machines because they pose really big threats. I just heard that.
So how about this social club? What is the proper version? Social club?
Oh, yeah, your proposition of naming it, I don't know. Maybe it hasn't got a good version.
How do you say social club? Social club. That's how it sounds. Okay, but maybe we could play around with some words or some ideas. I don't know. I see a word qualitativo. Qualitativo. I think it's Italian. Qualitativo. If we find a beautiful word and play with it, what do you think about it? Like sound poetry? Or not really?
Fine by me.
Okay. Qualitativo?
Qualitativo.
Qualitativo, qualitativo, qualitativo,
Qualitativo.
qualitativo, 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 Wow. Great.
So many versions of one word. With another word?
Will you choose one?
I like iskra.
Mishkra, what does it mean? Oh, it doesn't matter.
Iskra. I think it's Russian for flame. Iskra or iskra. I don't know if
Iskra.
pronounced like that.
Iskra. Well, sounds nice. Iskra. But you know, this is so powerful when I know what comes from what language or something like that. It's no longer abstract. You know? Wow.
Okay, then.
But iskra is okay. Iskra.
Yeah. Okie dokie.
Iskra. Iskra. No, this is offensive. I'm so sorry. Iskra. 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 Iskra.
Iskra.
Iskra.
Iskra, 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 iskra,
iskra, iskra, iskra, iskra, iskra, iskra, iskra, iskra, iskra, iskra, iskra, iskra, iskra, iskra, iskra, iskra,
Iskra, iskra, iskra, iskra,
Iskra.
iskra,
Iskra.
iskra,
Iskra.
iskra,
Iskra.
iskra, iskra,
Iskra.
iskra,
Iskra.
iskra,
Iskra.
iskra,
Iskra.
iskra,
Iskra. Iskra.
iskra, 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 iskra,
Iskra.
iskra,
Iskra. Iskra. Iskra.
Extra,
Iskra.
extra,
Iskra.
iskra,
extra,
Iskra.
extra,
iskra, iskra.
extra. I like it. So the social club idea, I think it works, but also the one of the things I would say is for me would be important is that there's some once a month or so, or there has to be one reoccurring at least a month, I think. Well, it doesn't have to be, of course. If people don't want it, then it's not necessary. But to keep continuity, and I don't know if well, of course, this is the first time that we try Teams and we tried Zoom, and I think on both you have like the first time we had a really big, well, big, yeah, like 8 people, like with Kea Surit, and there was 8 people or so, or 7 or 8. Remember? But do you both think that people would like this, or is this something that we just like and that sometimes other people like to join as well? Or well, Onar seems to like it, but he's a bit chaotic lately. Yeah, any thoughts?
I think it's good that we can use some of it if we make a project, you know.
Yeah.
So I think it's quite easy to make an album like anthology. We do it
Yeah.
often,
Mhm.
and it's good, and it's
Yeah.
fine. And there are lots of such projects in the net. So, well,
Yeah.
it's good, but it's not very ambitious unless we do something like that everyone does something really good and there is a mix, and then it can be really good also.
Yeah.
The javelin, it was very interesting,
Mhm.
I think.
Mhm.
But maybe we can also think about, you know, getting out of the comfort zone. Like,
Mhm.
I'm not sure about graphic notation. So if it's
Mhm.
like readable, maybe it's too aleatoric, too unpredictable,
Mhm.
too easy when the sign just shows the height, the frequency. So,
Mhm.
okay. But
But I think that what we just did with the paper and then noting stuff, and then is a very visual illustration of what graphic notation could be. So maybe it's also something that we could use to show as an interpretation of the thing.
and what about using simple language or letters like Kurt Schwitter's Ursonate?
Mhm.
So maybe we could do something like that, that everyone could simply read it. Maybe not like in the bird opera, because it was not fully like reading and so on. Maybe we can still think about something like that, to have like a big poem
Mhm.
and to show it on YouTube, to
Yeah.
read it during meetings,
Mhm.
something like that.
Yeah. Why not?
So I often think about like a little choir of sound poetry. That's what we do.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And we also discuss what to do next and so on.
Mm-hmm.
So we will think about it, like a big, maybe with the usage of languages, which
Yeah.
is a little bit offensive, I think, but it's
In which way would it be offensive?
like if someone's making fun, you know, like I can make fun of an American speaking Polish with an accent, so it's not
Yeah. Okay.
nice.
Well, I mean, if you
Or
do that,
French
then
accent, you know.
you're mocking him. Like if you like,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, but
Okay,
if
so
you
without that, without,
yeah, but that would just be childish. I mean, if
yeah,
you want to do something, then
exactly.
I mean,
So
if I read Polish and it's just a coffee machine manual, and I try to read the best to my knowledge how I think something would sound, then it doesn't need to be offensive. I mean, if people take offense,
yeah,
it's also taken
no,
offense. I
no.
mean, you just listen and would like, oh,
I
somebody
think
trying to
we
whatever.
can, you know,
And if you have,
find when someone's making fun, and
yeah,
I think it was quite deep. Well, like not understanding everything. It's like wow.
mm-hmm.
Same about history or politics. I don't understand everything, and it's like asemic writing. Do you know
Yeah,
the idea? Like,
yeah, you just write, you just make
yeah,
a text, and it doesn't have to mean anything,
yeah,
but you do it
exactly.
anyway. Yeah.
So that's a big part of sound poetry or abstract music, but it's simply beautiful
Mhm.
or not or interesting.
Well, that was basically what I did with my graphic notation. I was like, okay, I'm just going to write something down on paper, and then I'm going to play something that might, I don't know. To me, it was like, well, this is what it brings up to me. And what I did with the piece of Rutger was basically the other way around. I listened to his piece, and I made a drawing to it. And then indeed you give what it was a bit like this, that if you have a tone that goes like whoop, you write like a line that goes up.
And I think
That was the version.
when it's planned to be like complicated,
Mhm.
so it has to be explained clearly. This symbol symbolizes that, and this means that, and trained like yeah blanc, what you know, like or to know other kinds of notation.
Mhm.
Okay, I think letters and language that could be something for I don't know next 2 months for another project.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Oh, why not?
Maybe something about machines like you did with coffee machine. Something about machines. It would be interesting.
The machines are always good.
So can each one of us, each present here, write something during this month for something about machines in various languages? Would it be fine? I'm so
like
sorry that I'm doing that. I cannot stop
like
myself.
like a little story or so. You mean?
This could be something.
Or
Or maybe we could also invite other people to write about
but
this. But you know, when I say such things, I usually get replies, I don't understand. It's
no,
fine, but
me,
I often
me, I do understand, but
great.
it's very broad.
Yeah,
I
so
think that as an idea, I would make it more concrete.
would you
Um,
take care of it? Would you take care of it? People would
no,
understand you. People would,
because I have no idea what you want. I mean, maybe yeah, it could also become that I write something, then it's a different thing. But um, basically, you have the ingredients of machines, uh, which is very concrete. I mean, you can make it from a really big shovel until a really small coffee machine, everything in between. Um, but I would say maybe somebody chooses, I don't know, to make it not too big, 3 languages per person or so.
okay.
I'm just a proposition. I mean, and then yeah, just some writing. Yeah, just yeah, maybe you should leave it that free. I mean, just say some some rules, some lines, or maybe if somebody wants to write a whole alinea, and I don't know. Sorry, a bit of a problem in my back.
So the idea is to write something in notations about machines, or to record it, or what is it? Yeah, it's not so clear for me.
We're trying to make an idea, I guess. So yeah, I think you could record it and then. But Piotr, I mean, like I really said a lot of times, my go-to area is music. So if I do something like this, it would probably end up on Bandcamp again because that's my that's my go-to safe area because I know it. Um, but would you, for example, I mean, looking at this from the perspective of um, having our channels, which is YouTube, which is now also Instagram, and which is Bandcamp. Maybe you could look at those channels. I mean, the main thought for Bandcamp is music and listening to music. YouTube is the main thing. Of course, you can listen to music, but it's visual. So, like we're doing now, this is not stuff for on Bandcamp. This is stuff for on YouTube and Instagram. I don't have Instagram, but I think Instagram focuses mostly on images, whether they are video or pictures, right? If I'm not wrong. So maybe you could say, if you want to do it as an interdisciplinary thing between, if you call those three objects like a discipline, that you could say, well, for, I don't know, you said 2 months, let's go with 2 months. You do that for that you have three languages, and maybe you could say, if you want to do three languages, you can do one language on Bandcamp, one language you record something and you do it on YouTube, and on one language, I don't know, maybe you take a picture of yourself holding this thing or whatever. Just let everybody decide the form in the medium for himself. Something
Okay.
like that, maybe. I don't know. Any thoughts?
And how do you see it, Ida?
Yeah,
What
I guess.
do you think this could go? What should be done about this? Machines, languages? How should we do it?
I like the idea to I don't know, to record something and have some visual format about machine, and I like the idea to write something about about machine with different language, and maybe we can I don't know how to say, to mix them.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
that you have a big bowl of different machines in different languages meshed together in one thing. Something like that.
Great.
maybe.
So this could be like something interesting, like a big sound poem with full of little sound poems.
And it's like
I don't want to use the name sound poetry opera, but a big sound poem or gathering of sound poems.
let's not call it an opera then. Let's call it
No.
an opus. Otherwise, we already have part two.
Okay.
My girlfriend said we could call it a rhapsody. Sound poetry rhapsody. How does that sound?
Okay. So we know what to do.
Would you write a story for that, and maybe I post something of an because the thing of maybe because we're three, we could but do you want to? How do we want to do this? Do we want to use it on all the channels, or is it just going to be a musical thing, or is it also an image / video thing, or Twitter?
Well, I think it's very easy to make YouTube video. For example, if we meet again and use the idea, it would make some basis. And if we have individual recordings, we can also use it in the video. So it's a minimum. But if we want to have like individual tracks on Bandcamp, technically it would also work maybe.
Yeah, and it's possible. It's possible. But I mean, you could also because then that would be a bit like the form of the Kunline project that we have for this one. It could also mean that we assign a person as like the director for the Bandcamp thing. I mean, I would say that anybody could do that because in the end, the only thing where I'm really necessary for is to put it on. So anybody who has the creative directorship. What I actually want to say is somebody could receive all the individual entries and mix them all together. And what you could do then, you could even choose to say we do all or nothing, so that you just publish the total. But you can also say first we have a whole list of individual artists, and then you, as an end result, get the whole clutter of everything together. Okay. That would be fine, because then also everybody can hear the loose ingredients and try to listen back if they hear it in the total. Or, well, that's something the order you can of course still see later. But.
And during next meeting, like Teams or Zoom, we have like, I don't know, 5 of such poems and use them later.
And let's see, because the month of April is quite busy. In May we have now 2 deadlines, but one is in the 15th. And so would we say May and June or June and July?
However you want. May, June. Maybe.
Yeah.
The end of June.
Yeah.
And during that time we can have like 2 Teams or Zoom meetings and record more and talk about it. So the 3 of us will be the center of decisions, okay?
Fine.
Thanks.
Yeah.
But we invite other people to take part.
Yeah, I mean, it's nice to do it with 3, but it's also nice to see new faces that have new energy and new how do you call it, new inspiration.
There is this guy in Poland. He has this project in Gdańsk. He records breathing.
Okay.
If you want, I can post his invitation on our Facebook group.
That's good.
It's in, so I will translate it.
I also have, like I said, I approached Adrian Nichols. Maybe you know him as the Glove of Bones. He's from English label. But he also likes doing this stuff. So he was already trying to get into this conversation, but had a lot of browser-related problems. But he already said, if you do this again next time, I would gladly join. So that's already somebody who was interested as well.
Great.
And Antonio, if he feels rested and not has so much problems with his topic.
Well, I'm trying to record it, so it's fine that I'm recording. And when I use for promotional purposes, you know, print screens and so on, it's also okay. Yes?
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah. I don't have any problems with it. I mean, I don't like copyright.
Unless something happens, like, you know, the person, do you remember when the person came and he didn't want to take part, to be on.
Yes, I remember it.
But he's in the opera. He's reading the legal text.
Yes, yes. Nice.
Okay.
I think for now I'm going to do some other stuff because I have to reflect on it. And
my lamp is almost dark.
Yeah, I didn't see your lamp at all, Piotr. Your lamp was very disappointing. Maybe you should do better try next time.
Yeah. Okay.
But to make some appointments now, every one of us will try to write, let's say, 2 poems, because then we have 6 in total. 2 must be doable.
Two
Yep,
poems about machines
they
in
can
various languages.
they can be yeah, and if you want to use if you have 2 poems in your start in your own language, and then you can use very lazily Google Translate, and then you have 3 languages.
Okay.
I mean, and those there's no specific length of poetry. I think. I mean, can be if you want to have half an hour, that's fine. If you have 1 second, also, or
And
do you want to have like a minimal?
do you think we could like communicate for the next meeting so that we know the texts and
Mm,
everyone will be able to perform these poems
I think that must be doable. Yeah.
on Facebook or during your with email or private messages
What
somehow?
what I think we could do is make like more like a group on Facebook, like I did sometimes, a group message, maybe. I don't know what is
Well,
best for people. It's a bit. I mean,
maybe
I'd like.
I'll send mine via private messages, okay?
Good.
Okay.
Yeah, fine by me.
Okay.
Then what I am going to do now is I'm going to say goodbye, and I'll make like a group with the 3 of us. So we already have
Oh,
that private message. To such a group, you can always add other people that want to join.
Okay.
That's a start.
okay.
Well, then, have a nice day further,
Bye
and
bye.
it's for the
Bye.